Hello, my name is Summer Mathis. I live in Miami, Florida. My hobbies are sleeping, drawing, and dancing. Mm, The most interesting thing I learned this year is how to make friends. Many lovely things I learned from my teachers, and how how lovely I love GMV. The morning announcement tells us everything and what's going on around our school. I am proud to be a GMV student.
Hi, my name is Faye A. Brown. I live in North Carolina. My hobbies are video games. And the most interesting thing I've learned this year was probably how to make games from our coding class. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Ella and I live in Minnesota. My hobbies are horseback riding and painting. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how to understand and read Spanish better, as well as how to strengthen my reading and writing. I'm a proud GMV student.
Hello, my name is Malaya. I live in Florida. My hobby is gymnastics. The most interesting thing I learned this year was Spanish and math. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Paisley and I live in Texas. My hobbies are art, reading, sports, movies, board games, branch work, and fashion designing. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how Mount Everest was able to move each year in science class. I am a proud student of Great Minds Virtual.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I live in Miami, Florida. My hobbies are swimming and soccer. The most interesting thing I learned this year was designing and animating new things in ASA. I am a proud GMV student.
Okay, my name is Adarius Romer, and I live in Miami, Florida. My hobbies are playing football, and the most interesting I learned this year was learning about essays, knowing how to do them. So I know how to write good evidence, good prompts, and good stuff. Like I know how to indent, do a lot of stuff. Yeah, I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Abdurrahman Hurdin, and I live in Egypt. My hobbies are going on walks and learning the language of Egypt, but they call it Misr. The most interesting thing I learned this year was definitely history, as I was pretty interested in the things like the kings of France and what made their inevitable fall. I was also very interested in the way we would do Socratic seminars, as I think it was a good way to learn, as it made me prepared and well knowledgeable about what we were learning. I do hope we will continue that next year for other students to learn about. I am proud to be a well-educated and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious GMV student.
My name is Will Malillo. I live in New Hampshire. My hobbies are playing games. The most interesting thing that I learned this year was in ASA Medical Detectives. I am a proud GMV student.
Hello, I'm Ana Victoria and I live in Culiacan. My hobbies are playing video games and making art. My favorite video game is Tears of the Kingdom, and I like making silly art stuff, like drawing houses, anime characters, whatever comes to my mind. And the most interesting class that I learned this year was ASA, about the photograph elements, and I'm a pro GMV student.
Hello, my name is Raphael, and I live in Florida. My hobbies are drawing and every type of exercise. The most interesting thing for me in here that I learned was about maps, because they are cool and there's all types of maps. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Pacino Price. I live in Georgia, and some of my hobbies are drawing, playing games, and playing with my family. I am mostly interested. I found out the most interesting thing in this school year is white blood cells aren't white. Whoa. Yeah, and I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Emmanuel. I live in NC, North Carolina. My hobbies are playing football and playing golf and cooking. The most interesting thing I learned this year was about the Great Depression and ELA, what they did to survive, and how they helped others. I'm a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Tara and I live in Maine. My hobbies are gymnastics, figure skating, violin playing, jewelry making, reading, and a lot of other things. During this school year, I have built knowledge about many things. One thing in particular is science. In Module 3, I learned about density and kinetic energy and how those things relate to weather and hail. I have also learned tons and tons of other stuff in all my other classes, all of which are super fun. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Amaya and I live in New York. My hobbies are swimming and crocheting. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how the body heals itself. I am a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Emperor and I live in New York City. My hobbies are snowboarding and doing parkour. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how nerves work and what being an epidemiologist is like. I am a proud GMV student.
Hello, my name is Onyx and I live in New York City. My hobbies are singing, dancing, and making any kind of art. The most interesting thing I learned this year was about Marie Antoinette in history class. It was a fun lesson since I love Marie Antoinette and I think she was iconic. But overall, I'm a proud GMV student.
My name is Clayton and I live in New York for now. My hobbies are playing video games and jumping on my trampoline. The most interesting thing I learned this year was learning how a hero's journey has a common structure, like the call to adventure stage in The Return. Though another thing that was interesting was learning how to make holograms. I am a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Scarlett and I live in Pennsylvania. My hobbies are baking, cooking, working out, and drawing. The most interesting thing that I learned this year is that silk factory workers who worked all day only earns 13 cents. Also, the silk factories hired young girls from the age of 12 and up. I am a proud GMV student.
I'm Winter, an excited GMV student from Florida. I have so many interests and hobbies, including gardening, drawing, and storytelling, and more. GMV has always been so accepting and supportive of my interests, even finding resources to help me build my knowledge and grow. The most interesting thing that I learned at GMV is there is so much beauty and diversity in the world, even in small numbers. I'm a proud GMV student.
My name is Ronald. I live in North Carolina. My hobbies are sitting in my bedroom, working on crafts with cardboard. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how the brain works, like the brainstem, and what all the different sections do. I am a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Timothy, and I live in Florida. My hobbies are football, basketball, baseball, and soccer. One interesting thing that I learned this year was Spanish. One thing I learned in Spanish was the words and the definition of those. I am proud to be a GMV student.
Hi, my name is Phoenix. I live in Maryland and Delaware. My hobbies are listening to music, drawing, reading, and sleeping. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how the brain works in ASA. I am a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Ranita, and I live in Miami. My hobbies are basketball, dancing, and singing. The most interesting thing I learned this year was math, history, ASA, science, Spanish, ELA. I love how I learned new words, really words to do things. I will miss my fellow classmates. I love y'all. See you in 6th grade. I'm a proud GMV student.
My name is Nevaeh and I live in Florida. My hobbies are acting and playing with friends. The most interesting thing I learned this year was how to create a hero's journey and how to read in Spanish. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Tristan and I live in Maryland. My hobbies are dancing, singing, and playing with my friends. The most interesting thing I learned this year was algebra and how to say por supuesto. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Kendall. I live in Watertown, New York. My hobbies are gymnastics and cheer and music. The most interesting thing I learned this year was about Marie Antoinette and history. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is William Scott and I live in Round Rock, Texas. My hobbies are soccer and basketball. The most interesting thing I learned this year was making an argumentative essay out of a 2-stick paragraph, as well as using this method in history and probably in any other necessary subjects. I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Talon and I live in California. My hobbies are building Legos and playing video games and RC cars. The most interesting thing I learned this year was Spanish speaking and how to speak it. I am a proud GMV student.
Hello, I'm Chloe. I live in USA State, Florida. My hobbies are cooking and swimming.
And one interesting thing I learned today and all my year is science, the formulas and cells, and I am a proud GMV student.
My name is Olivia. I'm tumbling and drawing. Most interesting thing I learned this year is how to speak Spanish. I'm a proud GMV student.
Hi, my name is Kimura, and I live in Miami, Florida. My hobbies are I like art and basketball. The most interesting thing I learned this year was when I was learning math that can get harder and harder each time. I am proud of GMV Student.
My name is Valeria, and I live in Florida. My hobbies are volleyball and soccer. The most interesting thing I learned this year was the third S stage. I am a proud GMV student.